But you know what, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
I don't care if you're a Jew, a Hindu, or Mr. Magoo. You're coming with me.
I was totally like, when I heard that, I was like, I gotta remember that line. I'm gonna use that at some point.
Only Rob Perlman can kill that line.
Right, yep.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watched This. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second week of the Stephen King month.
Yep. Of the Kingiverse?
Oh, yeah, the Stephen Kingiverse. And, of course, you guys know our first section is where I Dr. Seuss you guys a trailer. So here we go.
Oh, yeah.
This cop is pulling me over. It got me perspiration. Oh, yeah, sorry. This cop is pulling me over. Got me perspirating. Now I'm riddled with nothing but anticipation. I would never drive around with the bag of the MJ, but this cop is kind of shifty, eh? Now I'm stuck in the backseat of a cop car filled with agitation and being driven into a town in Nevada called Desperation.
I live in Nevada, and I had to be like, is Desperation a real town? Oh, no, it's fictional.
Yeah. We're talking about the 2006 movie, TV movie, Desperation.
Yes.
It stars like quite a few bit of really good like B characters, like side or like B star people, right?
Right, yep.
Because, well, except for the old guy who is on the motorcycle, he's a Tom Skerritt.
Yes,
he's yeah. Sorry, you.
But
guys
again, he's like one of those ones like I totally know him, but like, what do I know him from? Kind of
MASH.
thing. Do I know him from MASH? Maybe I don't.
Top Gun. He was like the commander in Top Gun. Yeah. He's a pretty big guy. But Ron Perlman, Steven Weber, he was the bad guy in the iZombie TV show.
He was also in Wings.
Oh, in Wings.
And he was in the remake of Shining.
They had a remake Shining?
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel did a remake of Shining to try to make it more like the book.
Oh.
Because I guess Stephen King had a problem. Didn't necessarily have a problem, but used to make comments that the original movie was...
There's a lot of liberties.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
and so then the Sci-Fi Channel at one point was like, we're going to redo this and make it more like the book.
I guess they didn't do too well.
And he was the star.
Oh, so he was Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
Oh, man. But I don't know, man. I feel like Steven Kubrick, you can't... I mean, there's like... The dude is like a madman. Like, wasn't there like the story about the girl that was in there? Like, that was like... She stopped acting after that? Or something like that? Because he made her do like that one scene where she was like, no! It was like... Right. Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would quit after that too.
Yeah, so like apparently on that one there was like the... So the way I compare the two is I've never read the book, so I don't really know what the book is. But like I felt like the original Jack Shining was like a story of him going crazy, and you didn't know if the things he was seeing were in his head or if they were ghosts or what.
Right.
The remake is... He's going crazy because he's living in a haunted house. And it is very obvious that the place is haunted.
Okay, so like the Steven Kubrick, he was like, I'm going to Kubrick this up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this movie was not directed by Steven Kubrick. But this movie starts off with a couple driving in the Nevada state.
Right. And isn't the guy from the original couple?
Yeah,
he's from
E.T.
E.T. Yep.
Yeah, he's also from Haunting of Hill House.
Right.
I was like, that guy looks so familiar. Like the place I found to watch it, I was like, the quality wasn't great. Like it wasn't as clear as I wanted it to be. So I was like, ah. And I was like, I was squinting my eyes, like he looks super familiar. And I'm like, oh my god, it's
yes, I also had difficulty finding it streaming. That was like for something like this, you figure I was like, Tubi's got to have this,
Nope.
and then no, it was like Voodoo, and you had to buy it, and or like Prime, and you had to buy it for like $10-15, and I was like, I gotta search. I can find this somewhere.
I think it was on YouTube.
I think I found it on YouTube as well.
We know a way and condone pirating. But yeah, they're driving into Nevada. Nevada it's like 3 towns, and the rest of it is just Area 51.
Really, yeah. I mean, like you have like Carson City, you have Reno, you have Nevada,
Las Vegas,
or like Las Vegas, Nevada. But and then
we are Nevada.
In between there, like you have like Pahrump is like I guess now is almost 100,000 people or something. But pretty much all the towns between the top and the bottom, because like Reno's the top. Las Vegas is the bottom, and everything in between is like old gold rush towns that
all haunted.
Like 115 people just refuse to move away from.
I don't know how.
They just have enough people to run the gas station and the McDonald's or whatever, right? That one fast food restaurant that
and they still have dial up over there. I'm like talking about it like it's Cuba. But yeah, they're driving across the country. They're driving his sister's car from Oregon. I don't know why they ended up in Nevada. You could just cut through like Idaho or whatever, but somehow they're in Nevada.
Right.
Trying to drive to New York.
Right. Since the other people were going to Utah.
No, like the couple, she's like, I can't wait till we hit Salt Lake City.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like their end destination was New York. So I was like, why didn't you just cut through like Idaho, I feel like that's a much more beautiful scenic route. I don't know how Idaho's freeways is.
Once you get to like the Utah side, you're like mountains, it's pretty, but like there's a lot of just flat desert in Nevada that is just the most boring thing to drive through.
But all of a sudden they start getting tailed by a cop coming up pretty hot. But he pulls them over and he kind of grills them a little bit, and he's like, well, I'm gonna need you guys to step out a little bit. I'm gonna need you to step out. They go to the back. His license plate is not there.
Right.
And
this is the weird, because like he's like super creepy, super like douchebag cop, and then they go to the back of the car and he's like, yeah, your license plate's missing. You just pull the one off the front and put it on the back. You guys are good to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, were you just playing with them?
Yeah.
Like you just nice guy, but you wanted to give him a little hassle.
Yeah, right. And so he's like, well, do you guys have a toolbox? And he's like, yeah, we have one in the back. But when they open it, the couple avert their eyes for a second, and now there's a bag of weed in there.
Right.
And he's like, whoa, look at this bag of weed. He like opens it, sniffs it, and I was like, I thought he was just gonna confiscate it, right? But then all of a sudden his attitude switches. He's like, you Yankees, you
blue state,
you gay loving folks. I was like, whoa, this is getting out of hand.
But with no swearing, because it's a TV movie.
Right. I think he does say gay though, right? I was like,
well, yeah, because you could say that back then.
So he takes them into the back of their car. They drive like a ways way.
Right.
It seems like they at least drove for like an hour at the most. But they start to roll up into this one town. But little by little, they start to notice like little things. Like there's like these crows on these trash cans. There's like dogs all over the place. And then when they roll into Desperation, which is the town that he is in,
right,
there's no people. But then there's like a random lady like laid out in front of the street, dead.
Yeah.
So we are super in the dark, just as much as the characters are. They roll up into the police station, and there's just like a body of a dead girl there.
Right in the front, like right inside the front door.
And so, E.T., he mouths off a little bit, and he gets shot. I was like, oh, okay, that's...
Right. I'm like, that's a named character you just killed off.
Yeah. There's nobody safe in here. And then we go upstairs, and everybody is in cages, or not cages, but I guess cages, but prison cells.
Yeah.
And there's like two, like a parent couple. There's an old guy.
Yeah, there's the actor who played Max Headroom.
Yeah.
Who's also in
Dawn of the Dead.
I was going to say he's in Stephen King's Stand.
Oh, okay.
He's Trash Can Man.
So his name is Oscar. The little kid is in another cell, and so she gets thrown into his cell. He starts rambling off a lot of nonsense.
Right.
It kind of seems like he's drifting in and out of like episodes.
Yes.
He seems normal, and then he's like, "Shut up, Mary." Or he's like, yeah, like he was like saying like, "Oh, Peter and Mary Jackson. Ooh, I love the Lord of the Rings." Like, what is going on? Only Ron Perlman can rattle off nonsense like this.
Yeah.
Very schizophrenic episode, like
kind of sings
situation.
a little, like,
oh yeah,
kind of like just Tourette'sy, kind of like,
yeah, very erratic,
yeah,
and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden we cut to a U-Haul that is being driven by iZombie Boss, and he pulls over, sees a little redhead on the side of the road. Not gonna lie, redheads are kind of a weakness, so I might pull over too. I'm not just 2006. I probably would have pulled over. There was not too many murder podcasts talking about stuff like that back then. It's what, because okay, so like obviously you were like in high school and college in the 90s.
Yep. Like
you must have done road trips in the 90s with your friends.
Yeah.
Did you ever pick up a hitchhiker?
I did not, but I was tempted. Like,
was that a hot redhead?
There was one time there was a girl hitchhiking, and we actually stopped and then talked about it. We were like, yeah, let's. And then by the time we got back to where she was hitchhiking, somebody else was picking her up.
Oh, what if she got murdered? Well, I guess, I don't know, like, what would be more comfortable for a female hitchhiker to get into a car with one-on-one, like a guy or whatever, or maybe...
That's true.
I don't know, man. I keep listening to these murder podcasts, and it's like, you're never safe. Like, if it's a one-man, possibly a serial killer, a family. Now, it's a family serial killers. I think it's happened a lot. That dynamic, like a guy, a wife, and a kid... It's happened at least 3 or 4 times in like the UK. Surprisingly, they're like sexual sadists, and it was crazy. So you guys but in today's world, dude, you're not hitchhiking anywhere.
Right? Oh yeah, no, that's no.
It is a no-go. But no, so he picks her up, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if my boss is gonna like this." And his boss is this famous writer, but he's like, he is never gonna know. All right, let's go.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting too. Like his bosses like survived a bombing in Vietnam and then wrote a book about it, and now he kind of just tours and talks about like his old story. And so the guy driving the U-Haul
is his assistant,
is basically like his roadie.
Yeah. He's a little bitch.
He's got the U-Haul with all this stuff in it, and he goes and he sets up the whole, like when they get to bookstores or wherever, and he does the whole setup, and then
so it's basically his assistant, right? But then all of a sudden his boss gets pulled over because he stops by the side of the road. He takes a piss.
Right.
What else are you supposed to do in the middle of like the Nevada desert? Definitely, there's been a time where I've done that.
Yeah, and you're on a motorcycle, so there's not a whole lot of hiding. Like, well, at least if you have a car, you can kind of squat behind the car a little bit, and nobody. You're just like, what are they doing? But,
I've been stuck in traffic coming back to Vegas once, and like it was like bumper to bumper. We hadn't like moved for a cool minute, and I think it's because there was like a semi that like exploded.
Oh,
I was like, dude, there's never traffic going out of Vegas or coming into Vegas during this time. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to pee. Like I parked.
right.
I didn't even have to like go to the side of the road. I just parked my car in the middle of the road, went out. A couple of other guys, oh, me too. No, but still, he gets stopped over. Ron Perlman's kind of tripping about it because he's a cop. But then he's like, oh my God, you're that writer. Holy shit. He's super hyped up. A little rough, but the author's like, I'm going to, try to comply as much as possible to maybe I can just go on my way.
Right. Yeah. And he's like, hey, if you need to give me a ticket, cool. Totally understand. I'll pay it when we get to the, next town, whatever.
Yeah. But he's like, oh my God, no, you're not going to, do this. I'm like, but he's like, Ron Perlman sees that there's like a little latch on his bike that's like open.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, go fix that.
Yeah. You don't want that, like that flap to like hit a tire. You're going to like, he's gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna die in an accident,
right?
But then all of a sudden he opens it up. He's like, "Oh my God, it's the same bag of marijuana!"
Right.
And then he starts beating this guy, and he's like, if I was him, I'd be so confused what's happening because, like, first you tell me you're like this huge fan,
right?
Right. Now you're beating the shit out of him.
And while he's beating him, he's like, "You're a hack writer. You don't know what you're talking about."
Insulting him completely, and at this point of the story, we don't know what's really going on, right?
Right.
So he gets taken over to the station too, and then another little side note is like the kid starts praying, and we learn about a little bit of his backstory. His mother's super pissed at him. It's like, when did you start praying? I guess they're a family of scientists. We learned that he started praying after his best friend got hit by a drunk driver, and super violent. Like the way that they depicted this on TV, the kid gets a hit with the tail of the car,
right,
and then his face smashes into the
house,
building.
Yeah.
And then like when his friend is like, "Oh my God, Brian, are you okay?"
And he goes to lift him, and the helmet just like cracked in half, and the kid's head's all bloody.
Yeah. It's like, if you notice too, like on the open side, it's like his skin tore away with the helmet. I was like, holy crap. I was like, of course, it's an Asian kid that died.
And at that point, he's like, God, please save my friend. I will do anything you want me to if you can just save my friend.
Mom is super pissed because like, did you pray like that for your sister before she got shot?
Right, and his sister ends up as the one that's at the bottom of the stairs right at the beginning when they walk into the police station.
Yeah, and the rest of the occupants are like, lady, chill out. It's your son. He had like no control over the situation. Ron Perlman, after he comes in with the author, he brings a wife, and he's like, you're coming with me. And then he brings her into the China pit, which it feels a little racist to say that. But back in the day, Nevada was like a huge like gold mining town.
Right.
So people were digging everywhere. San Francisco got tapped out during the gold rush, and then we learned that there's some silver. I think that's what they were mining here more, silver.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because we're the silver state. And so, if you guys don't know, there was a huge import. I don't know if that's the right word to say, of like Chinese immigrant workers. And the old guy who acts like the town historian is like, no, we love the Chinese people. They were building a life here. And they had like this kind of like mural. And it's like it's a mural that you wouldn't see today because it's just Chinese people in the hats.
Oh, yeah, right. Because I feel like historically that the Chinese that were over here were not necessarily like the miners, but they were the ones that were helping
the railroads.
Yeah. But
I could see them mining too, like like in America.
And then I think they were not slaves. Like it was the time of slavery, but they were more like indentured servants that they come over and they would work for so long, and then they would
pennies. Yeah, they would work for.
But then they would get their freedom. They would like, You've
Yeah.
worked for so long. You're a free person now, and
You're an
you've
American
worked
citizen.
off your
your import fee.
yeah.
Sounds so bad to say, but I feel like that's how they treated him. I mean, like it's obviously it's not as egregious as like what happened to like black people in America,
Right.
But I'm pretty sure they also still receive the same sort of treatment.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so they called it the China Pit because at some point in time, like there was like a cave-in or whatever, killed a lot of Chinese people,
Right.
and all that stuff. So, but he takes the mother there, and then we don't see them for a cool minute. Like they're kind of gone from this whole situation. U-Haul and Redhead, they get a call from the boss. But when he was getting taken in, he's like, "We got to go save my boss." And I was like, "Man, if it was me, I was like, I don't get paid enough for that." I'm driving this U-Haul to wherever we have to go.
Yeah, but it's like the phone calls kind of coming in and out.
Yeah.
So they're like kind of more thinking, oh, he must have gotten into an accident.
Yeah.
And so we got to just like go make sure he's okay. Because that's what they're driving down the road. They're like looking for a motorcycle that's like kicked off the side of the road or something.
But they found that it's hidden. So he's like, oh no, something even worse happened.
Right.
And somehow the girl's like, oh, the next town closest to here is Desperation. It's 2006. You don't know that.
They have paper map.
MapQuest. So they end up going to Desperation, but they're like, this town is like deserted, and a lot of fishy things are going on over here. Meanwhile, the kid, he's able to soap himself up, slip through the bars.
Yeah, because the kid kind of starts seeing
his
like
sister.
the ghost of his sister, and
Yeah.
she's kind of giving him like,
Hints.
hey, you should use that soap. And he's like, what? And then he's like, oh, if I could soap myself up, I could slide between the bars.
Yeah. And the kid is able to acquire a gun. He tries all the phones after he's able to like kind of slip out, but he's able to acquire a gun, and he's like, in the name of the Father, the Son, and this holy gun, let me shoot this demon dog down. He's able to shoot the dog. He's able to free everybody out of their binds or like their cells.
Right. Because we didn't even mention this. At this point now, there's starting to be a collection of wild desert animals.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of coyotes like in the street when the people are there. But then once U-Haul guy and the girl are looking for a phone, you start seeing like dead bodies that are covered with like scorpions or snakes or tarantulas. A lot of like the little bitey animals.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like crows that are like in the not trees, but like phone lines and stuff, kind of like.
Well, I guess you would call it a murder.
What? Oh, yep. See what you did there.
Yeah. And so this town is now riddled with wild desert animals, right? Probably vultures too. We didn't see, but whatever. But yeah, he's able to free everybody, and they start to sort of try to explore the town, but try to find a way to get out.
Right.
Right, because right now the only thing is to get out. But then they start to get picked off little by little, and I think it was the old man that first got it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I think he dies by like a bird or something. Or no, is it a cougar?
Cougar, yeah, or a mountain lion, yeah. Mauls him in the bathroom.
It almost gets U-Haul, but they're able. Oh, what's it called? The author is able to shoot the cougar, but then he has like a little trip. And he sees like a Vietnamese, like what is it called? Like back then, like during the Vietnamese War,
With the Viet Cong, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like yelling at him, and he's like shoots him, and now they're all kind of tripping out. The girl from the beginning, she stays behind to like help the old guy, but then she gets captured by the mom, who is now possessed.
Right.
And like her face is all cracked up, just like how Ron Perlman was before he took her away. And so the mom takes the girl from the beginning into a shed that's filled with like dead bodies and like animals.
Yeah.
But then the animals aren't hurting her. And she's like, what's going on?
Right. And that's when she starts to realize, oh, they're not hurting me because they're just trying to scare me and keep me in here because they must need me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the other group is now like in a theater.
Yeah, they escaped from the prison. The kid came back, found the keys, let everybody out. They go to the theater because there's like a theater that's all boarded up, but it still has some power. It's like got a backup generator.
Has some sardines.
Yeah. And so when they get there, there's a little, at that point, you get a little bit of explanation. The kid kind of talks a little bit about like his faith.
Yeah.
And how like he just knows that this is that they're doing the right things.
Yeah. And this is what God is like willing him to do.
Yeah.
This is like surprisingly, well, for me, I don't, me and Kobe were like, why read a book when you could just make a movie so I could watch that?
Yeah. Yep.
I actually do like reading. I just have to find like a book I want to read. You know what I mean? But like this is like sort of the first time I've seen like such heavy tones of religion in Stephen King's work.
Right. And there's always a lot of background religion kind of thing, but especially like if you have like a group of people who are like culty and
Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But this is the first time I've ever seen it be so tied into like God and
right.
Catholicism or Christianity.
And unfortunately I didn't read the book, so I don't know how much of if any of that's exaggerated from the book or if that's
but the kid is he wanders off a little bit and he sees like sort of like this little machine that's like sort of those old picture shows.
Yeah, the little crank the wheel to watch a movie kind of thing.
It's like one of those penny ones. I'm trying to find the one with the naughty bits. They used to have those, right?
Yep.
But then he starts to see the backstory of what actually happened in this town. Like the Chinese immigrants were mistreated. They were being like harassed, kind of beat to work into the mines.
Right.
But we learned that they dug so far deep that they actually opened up a once forgotten cavern.
Yeah.
And it starts to spout out like smoke, which we now learn because we have a good bit of a backstory especially with the author. That is a entity called the Tak.
Yes.
Ron Perlman talked about it. He's like, no tack. Can tack. I was like, what? But we also learned that he has experienced tack in Vietnam during his flashback.
Right.
And now we learned that what actually happened to him.
Yeah, because he's like, I just, hey, we can get to the truck. I just want to leave. And the kid's like, no, we got to go. I know my mom's already dead.
Yeah.
But the other girl got taken. And I feel like we need to still go save her. And and that's, you kind of get this debate between the two of them. And then you, the writer leaves and he comes to a movie theater and they're actually playing a movie of
his life.
And watching it, he realizes that kind of that he's kind of a dick. Yeah. That he kind of exaggerated the story of his life. And he's actually like, there was a Viet Cong and they're gonna blow up a bomb in a crowded bar, and he just ran to save himself, and he like ignored everybody else. But on his way out, he sees the face of Tak in the Viet Cong. Yeah. And so he's like, oh my goodness. And he
sees Ron Perlman, too.
Right. Yeah. And the kid was like, yeah, that's, you had that vision back then, so you would know what to look for now. Yeah. And that's all of a sudden he's like, okay, you're right. I am the one. I'm the chosen one that has to go with you, kind of.
Yeah, it's probably also like a little bit of like, well, I've been living off a lot of borrowed time anyway.
Right.
So they figure out.
Yeah, like God saved me at this point for this. way back then for this purpose.
Right. At least that's what he wants to believe.
Yeah. Right.
Because obviously, if he had said there's a bomb, then like everyone would be trying to rush out, then he might not get out in time.
Right. Yep.
Which is like all the selfish stuff, right? But so they make a bomb or some sort of explosive.
Yeah.
And they start to make their way to the China pit. The girl actually escapes, right? Or no? Do they?
Oh yeah. She does escape because then she fights against the old lady that's possessed.
Yeah, it's super. Like that part kind of reminded me of like Evil Deadites.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, like on the way to the China pit, the kid's dad dies from a pecker. Because the evil dead lady, she puts her soul into a buzzard,
right, or like a raven or something.
Yeah, and so that one actually kills the dad. And it kills someone else, right? I forgot. Because then by the end of this movie, we only have U-Haul, Redhead, Jesus Kid, and the girl from the beginning.
Right.
So I don't remember who else dies. But the dad dies. And then obviously the author, he goes into the cavern. And Taka's like trying to he was like, whoa, hey, hold on. Wait.
Right. Because he goes into the cavern because he's like, hey, if we have some explosives, I can blow this cavern again and just close it off so that Tak can't escape. And then once he gets in there, he's like, oh, there's actually a shrine and a hole to like a different dimension.
Yeah.
So I need to go in there and close that specific hole, not just
blow up this cavern.
So he's like, then this is what my mission is. So the rest of you leave, and I'm gonna go in there and do my
this
thing.
Sucker up.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody is able to leave, and then we see this huge explosion.
Right.
And this cave in. A lot of dust gets kicked up in the air, but you're maybe thinking it's like, oh, it's like the ocean. It'll disperse and get spread so thin that it won't be harmful anymore.
Right.
Well, the ocean is also there's like a natural filtration. I don't know. I'm no oceanographer. Right? Sorry, guys. But then we come to the end of this movie. I'll tell you, we'll talk about like a little bit of other stuff. Like I have some little tidbits in there. But we'll go to our other section. A high star, a low star. Kobe.
Boom! We got a 10 out of 10. You have to remember about this story. When watching this movie and the end, I know a lot of people were disappointed, but you have to remember Stephen King's movies are based on his books, and Desperation is not a lone story. It ties in with The Regulators. In the ending, the ending will therefore tie in with the ending of Regulators, should it ever be made into a movie. The idea is that the true fans to put the two together and figure out what really happens. Right on, Stephen King. It's really not fair to say that this movie was disappointing or a failure simply because of the way the director chose to end it. Notice that Mr. King himself had a part in the production, therefore he must be planning to tie up loose ends when he creates Regulators. And all who feel that they missed something will be content when the movie finally comes out.
It never did.
It never did.
And then we got a 1 out of 10. Read the book, skip the movie. First off, I would like to say that Desperation is my all-time favorite book. Then I have to say that this is a terrible adaptation of it. The book focuses on David Carver's connection to God and how it connects to the events going on in Desperation. Personally, I'm completely agnostic, but the way the movie portrays Carver's connection to God is not deep enough. In the novel, it's a lot more than just I'm doing things because God told me to. That is the biggest flaw in the movie. I could go on and on about how the acting is terrible and the script sounds like it was written by a middle schooler and a cheap special effects for tack. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Trust me, read the book, skip the movie. I can see why that person felt like this. In Colby's what he read about, it says it ties in with The Regulators. So The Regulators is another novel written by Stephen King under his pseudonym. So it's like Richard Bacchanal or something like that. It's a different name, but apparently The Regulators is this is Desperation happening in a parallel universe.
Okay.
And so probably like the tie-in is like, they have to, maybe they blew it up at the same time to really end it and all that stuff. But and so in this one also, Tok is a Steven Universe like multi-dimensional being, just like the Crimson King, Pennywise.
Right.
The Man in Black isn't a dimensional being, it's like something whatever. It's a sorcerer. But so yeah, those are like the little tidbits that I got from this movie. Yeah, like I would say, I think it would be really good to redo this series today as like a series.
Right. I unfortunately, like at back in this when it came out,
Yeah.
they did do like TV movies, but it was still like a limited number of episodes, and you would do it like over a week. It was never really like drawn out, and then you threw a bunch of commercials in, so you're like, you're only getting a half hour a day or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was nowadays with like the HBO, the Netflix, the the Prime,
all the streaming services,
the streaming services, and the budgets that those things had. That was always back in the day. Like TV movies were cheap.
Yeah.
Like it was, hey, we want to do this, but a movie theater or like a movie production company isn't going to put the budget in to do this. So we're going to do it as a TV movie. And like, they would do it on like a shoestring budget. And now with like the streaming services, they're getting bigger budgets than some of the movies are.
Especially for a series, I feel like the first season's always kind of like a little bit tighter, but the bigger the following, the bigger the budget,
Right. Yep.
Yeah, but I could see this being a pretty good, like I would like to see Stephen King's like novels be turned more into series than movies.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I feel like there's like a lot to unpack there. What did you think about like the God, like the God aspect of this whole situation?
I understood it. I definitely understood like it to me reminded me of Shyamalan's Signs.
Yeah.
Where it was all these things happened in the past.
Yeah.
That led to them knowing how to fight the aliens at the end, kind of thing. And whether it's God or coincidence or fate or whatever it is, like it felt like that by the end.
Yeah.
But they just made it as like Tak was this evil entity of undoing, I think they said. And then God was the entity of creation. And so it was kind of like the two of them were battling, and it was,
Yeah. I kind of got thrown off by it just because I was like, Stephen King, what are you talking about? This kid has the shine.
And they totally could have done it that way.
Yeah, because it's such a overlaying like thing in the Stephen King universe, like people having this shine, this psychic ability. So I think it kind of just threw me off that he's like, yeah, God told me to do this, and I was like, is this like Stephen King's like battle with like his beliefs, and he's like, oh, let me just make a book about it or a novel,
right? I don't know, maybe it's the same thing as The Shine, but you get like a different audience because you have like maybe you have like that group of people who are like, I don't believe in psychic powers, but definitely go to church every Sunday, and then all of a sudden you just change it from Shine to God, and then
it's interchangeable.
They're like, hey, yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. I love that this movie, even though Ron Perlman, I think, was gone after like 40 minutes of this movie, all the possessed had his voice in it.
Right. And he is, I freaking love Ron Perlman. He just, the parts of him slowly going crazy, and I guess the transformation or whatever it was, just amazing. Like him, like his rants and his just his anger, like this like pop up spontaneous anger out of nowhere kind of.
Yeah, it feels like that roid rage that's happening. And
yeah.
Like, Ron Perlman is like a huge dude.
Right?
He's like, what, 6'7" or something like that?
Yeah. Hellboy.
The guy's a big guy, so he's already super intimidating. But I feel like, his voice kind of like lends to that menacing nature. Because Ron Perlman has like that voice of like what you think a giant would have.
And there's like an interesting like dynamic between him and the boy who believes in God, because it's like this kid's like 14, and it's Tack is like so angry and just like spitting at him, and the kid's just like, it's okay, I understand, and it's like this giant intimidating presence screaming at this frail little boy, and he's just not.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I feel safe because I believe in God, and unfazed kind of.
Yeah, like,
shut up, prayer boy.
Yeah, it's like he can sort of feel this energy about this child, David Carver, who I think is his name. Like the review said, he's like, I can feel the faith radiating inside you. And I was like, did this come out on the Christian channel? It's like pretty violent for their Christian channel, but I mean, the amount of times they talked about God, I was like, man, maybe.
Right. Yep.
Oh man. And so like that portion of this movie kind of was like the thing that kind of threw me off. I was like, because like I'm a former Catholic. I am more in line of like, oh, maybe if you're just a good person, it'll be all right.
Right.
And so like the God stuff, but I still will watch Evil with Luke Cage. Have you seen that show?
Yes.
I know. I saw season 1. It's like what, season 4 now?
Yeah, I've only seen season 1 as well.
Because it was on Netflix.
Yep.
I hate all these streaming services. They keep taking shows away.
I know. Just make one super service and then
it'd be like $60 and it's like basically cable.
That's true. That's true.
That's all that this has become, guys, is cable. I didn't think the acting was terribly bad. The kid is a kid actor, so I don't really expect a lot from kid actors.
Right.
You could only have like a Leonardo DiCaprio every once in a while.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
The only one acting part that I thought was just like kind of glossed over was the original couple.
Yeah.
That girl seemed, she was upset when her boyfriend got shot, but then unfazed after that. She was just like,
she was not devastated.
No, not devastated.
I'm pretty sure it was husband, because she was like, my husband just died, and I was like, well, lady, I'm like, listen, I know, but like, I feel like the loss of a child outweighs the loss of a spouse.
Right.
But she was like, she didn't cry.
Right. Yeah. Once they threw her in prison, she's like, this sucks. How am I going to get out of here? Not, oh my God, you just killed my husband.
Yeah. And for some reason, he cleaned up the husband's body, but didn't clean up the little girl's body.
Right.
Which I thought was weird, but maybe because it wasn't a suitable vessel for Tak, that he didn't want to, put that in his meat locker, his meat suit locker.
That's a possibility, yeah.
But yeah, I wish it kind of showed the scale of, like, it showed it a little bit in the flashback with, like, when they showed like the Chinese immigrants and like the American soldiers or whatever working in the mine, and then it infected everybody in there.
Right.
So it showed the scale like in that way, but I like it when like movies and shows kind of like show a glimpse of what the future could look like. Just to be like, I want to see how bad this will be.
Right.
To see if I should deal with this.
Because it was still like Tak was still in the other dimension. Mm-hmm. And this was just like his fingers kind of reaching out and touching people and possessing them kind of thing.
I don't know if I want a finger reaching out to touch me.
Chuck fingered me. Yeah, that's a whole different movie.
This is my strong hand. Like, the older we get, the less that becomes more relevant. But I still love the first two scary movies
so much.
Like, if he wasn't in there, I think the second movie might have been a dud.
Right, yeah,
because he's that actor is such a great he's such a great actor,
right?
Like, comedically and all that stuff, and all the roles that I've seen him in. And it's funny now too. There's this huge resurgence of people like watching the old scary movies. And just being like, oh my god, this is so dumb, but it's like funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's like a nice time capsule.
Yeah.
Of like them making fun of the horror films from back in the day.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, there's just like small little things I kind of would have liked to have seen, but like Kobe said, that this is a TV movie. Budget's kind of small. You can't really show like grand scheme of things as much as you'd like. I mean, today you can. Like, sci-fi does it all the time now. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're also still limited on, like, back then they were limited on the ability to use special effects and stuff. There was you on a TV movie you don't have the budget to do practical, but then like CGI wasn't to an ability to really, to show a demon, like, unless it turns out being like the Malboja from the Spawn movie, and you're like, oh
man, that one's rough. I still remember I watched that movie in the theaters.
Oh yeah, me too.
And even back then, I was like, that's kind of bad.
Right. Yep. I was like part of an anime club, and there was, there must have been 15 of us from the anime club. I convinced them we got to go see this. It's not anime, but it's Spawn and it's comics,
so
and you guys are all nerds. You like it. And half the people were like comic collectors anyway. But we went and saw it, and it was like, oh.
Yeah,
it was so good till the end. What did you do?
Oh, all right. John Leguizamo's The Violator was standout performance.
So good.
And if you guys don't know, so we are based in Las Vegas, and if you guys want to thank one of the grandfathers of anime clubs, Colby is probably it. He was an anime club in the 90s.
I was right. Yeah, we had a big one at the community college out here, CCSN.
Oh, when it was CCSN. Oh, you went to CCSN? I thought you just went straight to UNLV.
Well, so some classes I took at CCSN because I wasn't sure what my major was going to be, so I just switched around a lot. And CCSN was like, I had already was getting a great deal at UNLV because my mom was a professor there, but then, like, CCSN was like half the price of UNLV. So it was like, it was almost like I was going for free. Like, it really was so cheap.
All right. The Colby is the last of the cheap education breed.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you don't have like at least like 150 grand, you're like in debt.
Yes.
But yeah, so like this movie also felt like sort of like the last of its time too, right? Because we don't like channels don't really do too many like TV movies. Like, it has to be like specifically like sci-fi, Lifetime,
right?
That's kind of it. Like, there's no other
yeah, because this would have been like an NBC, ABC kind of
like series,
yeah,
like just like what like with It, right? That was like a regular, not regular, but like just regular channel,
right?
Like a series. So we don't really get too much of that anymore, which like I'm fine with, because I guess streaming services has taken up that mantle of creating these series.
And I guess really back at that time with Antenna, there was 5 channels that every single household got.
Yeah, you got 5,
and there was only like, that handful of people who had cable who had more channels. But it was still, I mean, like, Now you turn on TV at night and you're like, 150 channels. What am I don't want to watch anything here. And then back then it was like, oh, everybody's talking about what happened on, CBS because that was the show that was on Wednesday night or whatever. Yeah. Friends was on,
All right, TGIF.
Yeah.
Yeah, TV is not the same, It's like when you're like, I have no food at home. You have a cabinet full of food. Yeah, we do live like if the little me could see what I have today, it's like no wonder you gained weight, fat ass.
Right. Yep.
Like it's funny too because back in the day, the kid who had cable was like the cool kid. Like, hey, your parents have money. Can we hang out at your house to watch cable TV?
Yeah, and my mom didn't even. We had like the 5 channels, and my mom was not into watching TV. It was like you can watch it for an hour at night. You can watch it like for like the half hour while you're eating breakfast in the morning, getting ready for school, and then you get like 3 hours maybe Saturday morning cartoons, and then it was like, okay, turn the cartoons off, get outside, mow the lawn. And there was never TV was on during the afternoon unless it was like
the news.
Super Bowl, or
did your mom ever do this? Like when you weren't supposed to be watching TV and you were, and she like come home and like, would she feel the TV? To feel if it was hot, because if it was hot, it means it was on.
Right,
you were doing something you weren't supposed to.
I could totally see that her doing that. No, I never.
It's because you didn't have a TV in your room. That's why.
I didn't. We had like one TV in the house. It was in the living room, and then I remember when maybe I was like 10 or 12. My parents got a TV in their room.
Yeah,
and then I think I had a car before I had a TV in my room.
Oh yeah, this to let you guys know, this is when like bus stations had TVs on the chairs, but it was like maybe like a 12-inch TV, and it was black and white. It was like no color.
Right. Yep. That's right, because we had like a little crawl space attic thing, and we had an old black and white TV that was like my grandpa's, and he gave it to us, and it was upstairs. And so like there was like this crawl space that like you couldn't, but you could go up. I could go up, sneak up there and watch TV. And man, I feel like that only got like maybe 2 channels because it was like bunny ear antennas.
Oh, right. The kind where you have to like put foil on it.
Yep. Right. Yep.
To extend the.
Yep.
People are like, what are you guys talking about? I know. Fogies. You old fogies.
Why didn't you just switch on the Wi-Fi? Nope. Right?
Guys in their 30s, if she didn't know what Channel 3 was for, she's too young for you.
Right.
But yeah, so we're coming up to our let you guys know. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our other months. We have Nicolas Cage month, we have Space Debris month, we have Demonic Toys, we have holiday theme months, we have months and months of stuff for you guys to like go back on. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where you at for this one?
I feel like this is DVD worthy. I'm not sure you were getting much more on a Blu-ray, and it's old enough, being like a TV movie, that you're not getting a bump in quality or anything.
The quality might get worse on Blu-ray.
It might get worse.
Yeah.
But I do love Stephen King, so I'm like, you throw a bunch of Stephen King stuff into like a box collection.
That's an easy buy.
Yeah.
I think for me, I keep this on Stream It, just because like the whole religious aspect of it kind of threw me off. I feel like it just kind of throws me off just because of the like continuity of the Stephen King universe. It to me doesn't fit into like my mold of that. I'm like, no, this kid has the shine. He has psychic powers.
Right.
I want him to believe in like the universe, or maybe the turtle. The turtle that is the natural enemy of Pennywise.
Right. Yep.
But that's where I would keep it. The movie, as a movie form, it is, I feel like, a bit long for 2 hours. Like, then again, this is fit for like TV consumption. So like 30 minutes at a time doesn't seem like a lot versus when you compile them all into one. And you're like, I was like, oh my God, this movie. At first, I thought this movie was 3 hours. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then I saw it on YouTube and I was like, okay, it's only 2 hours. That's a little bit more doable.
Yep.
Maybe if Ron Perlman had stayed the villain, I could bump this up to DVD because Ron Perlman is like, he is B movie gold.
Yeah, he's so good at everything. Like every movie that he's in is like, that movie's better because he was in it.
Yeah, but because Ron Perlman like kind of disappears 30 odd minutes in,
right?
I'm like, and he has like little specks of that he's in there, but Ron Perlman, the man himself, disappears. Not his voice. I do like his voice. It has a nice like tremor to it, or
super distinctive,
right? Yeah, I'm always really jealous of those kind of people. Like him, Morgan Freeman,
right?
Ludacris, the rapper.
Yep.
Have a very distinct, unique voices that kind of make anything that they say special.
Right. Yep.
Especially Morgan Freeman. I have such a hard on for him.
I heard that like really early on, William Shatner had like a like his casting manager was like, hey, you got to do something with your voice to stand out a little bit. And like, so way back early on, he started doing that, like
that cadence.
Yeah. And it really stuck and became him. And then it just, once you do something for long enough, it becomes like part of who you are.
Yeah, that's fine. I give William Shatner a pass just because he's very Nicolas Cagey in his like he's very enigmatic. I feel like he's very unique, and he gets a pass. The dude that played Elvis does not. You know what I'm talking about? I think his name is like Austin Butler or something.
Yeah.
He needs to stop doing the Elvis voice. Have you seen like clips of him like after like he did Elvis, and I think he maybe got an award or something?
Right, and he keeps on doing it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's okay to stop.
Yeah.
You don't see Jamie Foxx still playing Ray. Which I'll tell you right now, I absolutely love that movie. I think he did wonderful in Ray. But like, stop.
Yeah, yep.
That's another pass to Robert Downey Jr. He's still playing Iron Man till
Oh.
No, Robert Downey Jr. is like an amazing actor. He's also like the only white actor I know that has gotten a pass doing blackface. But I also think it's because of the purpose on why he had to do it for the movie.
Right.
And because he was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is like, he gets a pass.
And it's something they couldn't do now. You couldn't even suggest it. So it would never happen because no one would be like, hey, let's do this. No, it's like, no.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our links down below. We have our Amazon affiliate links. Obviously, me and Colby are still trying to get some stegs at the Texas Roadhouse and our Canadian tuxes.
Oh, yeah.
do you even own a pair of like a jean jacket or something?
I know I used to. I was in the 90s, like 80s, 90s. Right. I had multiple in the past.
There's one I saw today. It's called a howdy, which is it's like a Japanese, it's like a modernized version of a traditional Japanese top.
Okay.
And it's like denim quilted, but it's $400. Oh man, but yeah, make sure to check out our links down below. Help us out with that. Help the podcast keep running. One day we'll be able to use that to cover the monthly costs of bandwidth for our podcast support, our providers.
And then, of course, so we got our social medias. So certainly follow and like our Instagram, our Facebook, or Twitter. Talk to us, converse with us, let us know what you think, and give us suggestions. And then, of course, we've got our video channel, the WWT commentary. Who watches this commentary?
We promise to upload more.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out does the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music for Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.